5:30, Mr.
Okay.
President.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the school board meeting for Thursday, December 1st. Mr. Philo, would you call roll?
Mr. Browning,
Here?
Mr. McCourt,
Here.
Ms. Landon,
Here.
Mrs. Malad,
Here.
Mr. Steininger.
Here.
Could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So
for-
moved.
Okay. Mr. Philo?
Mrs. Malad,
Yes.
Mr. Steininger,
Yay.
Ms. Landon,
Yes.
Mr. McCourt,
Yes.
Mr. Browning.
Yes. Next on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the Thursday, November 3rd regular meeting. Could I get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Mr. Philo?
Mr. McCourt,
Yes.
Mr. Steininger,
Yay.
Ms. Landon,
Yes.
Mrs. Malad,
Yes.
Mr. Browning.
Yes. Next is board reports and good of the order. We could start with Wendy.
Absolutely. First, I want to also congratulate the marching band and color guard for their excellent performance in Indianapolis on November 10th. They did a fantastic job. They sounded wonderful, and it was very nice to be part of the crowd this time versus being on the field. Usually I was a volunteer, but this time I got to sit and watch them perform, and it was great. They did a wonderful job, and I think it was probably one of their second highest.
It was the highest.
It was the
Highest.
highest
Yeah.
score that they've had probably since the 90s, if I had to guess right. So I think they won grand champions back in the 90s, 93, I believe. So congratulations to them. And also our superintendent, Gene Lawley, he attended the 88th Air Base Wing Educational Council meeting this week. These meetings are scheduled with our local school districts and base personnel to work on building relationships and supporting our military families in the school district. Some of the topics that they covered included federal legislative initiatives, impact aid support, and MIC-3, and Purple Star updates. And our school, did you know that every school in Fairborn City School District is designated as a Purple Star school for our support of the military families? Thank you.
Katie?
All right. We would like to extend congratulations to the intermediate and middle school students on their induction to the National Intermediate and Junior High Honor Societies. We're very proud of their academic efforts. Congratulations to the 22-23 officers, Evelyn Yannikis, President, Jackson Howard, Vice President, Logan King, Secretary, Kiera Smith, Treasurer, and Frank Meter, Historian. And I'd also like to extend an invitation to everyone to attend the Fairborn High School Music Program's Winter Celebration, which will be coming up on Saturday, December 10th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, December 11th at 2 p.m. Be on the lookout for a ticketing link online.
Awesome. Pat?
Good. Also, congratulations to Baker Middle School student Lila Malcolm, who will be performing in the Dayton Ballet performance of the Nutcracker. We are very proud of Lila, and hopefully you'll get down there to see that. That's all I have.
Okay. I wanted to start to congratulate Bailey Walters. There was a signing ceremony here in November. She signed to play softball with the Thundering Herd at Marshall. So that's huge for us and huge for her, obviously, to get to play there. Wendy mentioned BOA, Bands of America. Yeah, our marching band was outstanding at that. And, yeah, I had read that we had the highest score that they had gotten there. Just to remind everybody, winter sports are just starting. We did have one girls' basketball game over the holiday, and then it's starting full force this week. And then Katie mentioned the winter concerts that are coming up. If you can, get to see the winter programs because they're always outstanding. So, Tim?
Yes, I'd like to recognize our Girls on the Run team, who's at the Fairborn Intermediate School, that they had their end of their season, a 5K run, for all the girls showed off their superstar qualities. These qualities were taught throughout the season by their coaches, with their friendship, confidence, and love of their thing and what they're doing. The coaches and staff are so very proud of the hard work and determination. This season, we look forward to seeing them impact and the wonderful goals they have onto the Fairborn community. We'd like to thank our coach, Ms. Colley, and our coaching team. Also, I'd like to recognize the Fairborn Intermediate School hosted the Culture Night. Many community members visited and celebrated with the diversity of our culture throughout our community. We'd like to thank those who brought the food and to share with us. That included El Rancho Restaurant, the Pasha Grill, the Philippine American Society of Greater Dayton, and the Dayton Arab American Forum for providing food, cultural experiences for our students. And a shout out to the staff for setting that up.
Anything else? Okay. Next
Can
is
we,
I'm
correction,
sorry.
can we make sure that it was El Riacho?
El Riacho.
El Riacho, yeah.
Because that isn't, El Rancho is a place too.
You're right. Mr. Philo, recognition?
I don't have any visitors for public comments, Mr. President.
Okay.
We have our couple district presentations here tonight. First up, for a construction update, Mr. Jeff Patrick.
I've got a quick update to talk about the demolition at the Five Points building. It continues to move forward. The lift station and septic tank that was found on property will be removed shortly. And as we continue to move into Phase 3B, there'll probably be some board resolutions after the first of the year for bidding and that kind of process as we move towards parking lots and playgrounds and so forth towards the summer. So that'll be coming after the first of the year. At the intermediate school, we continue to work on punch list. I would say that a majority of that seems to be some type of technology, whether it's from mechanical issues or projectors or whatever that is. So we're working through that over Thanksgiving break. There were quite a bit of work being done in the building to make sure that the punch list items are being checked off and so forth. So that continues to take place. We have met with the city of Fairborn a couple times to try to solve the traffic issue on Maple in the afternoons. Seems to be getting backed up as you come down the hill heading north. So yesterday we tried to implement some changes to drop students off and pick students up on the Delwood side to try to get some of the cars off the Maple Avenue. We've changed the buses entering the bus lot. They're going to come straight in through off of Dexter to try to help that also. So working with the city, we're trying to get that resolved so that the community doesn't have any issues with that. At the high school, continue to see progress almost daily. As the weather starts to get colder on us, we've actually had a great fall. A lot of things have gotten done. We will continue to then work on inside the academic wing throughout the cold months. We do have gas out there, so we are starting to heat the classroom wing so we can get some of the work done throughout the winter. At the board office, we successfully replaced the heating exchange unit, so everybody's nice and toasty, which is good. At Baker, we do have 6 classrooms that are having heating issues. We pulled the heater cores. We've taken them to be welded. We're going to try to fix those. We've incorporated some portable heaters. They'll be reinstalled during the winter break in a couple weeks. One thing I do want to mention is the fact that Bath and Body Works in Columbus donated 120 desk chairs for the staff at Baker. We went and picked those up. Maintenance did over the break. And I believe those chairs were less than 6 months old. And I believe each chair had an actual value of over $1,000. So that was a pretty good donation. And so we appreciate Bath and Body Works donating those to Baker. And I think that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, Jeff, question on the roofing. Do I understand that we've just basically started the final roof at the new high school site closest to I-675?
Yeah, the academic wing has started that roofing process, so you'll see the metal roofing going on towards the southwest corner of the academic side.
Okay, but have they stopped now for the winter?
I'm not saying they're totally done, but a lot does depend on the weather at this
Yeah,
point in time.
gotcha. Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
And thank you for addressing that
parking issue at Intermediate. I know that was becoming a big social media issue.
We're trying some different things. I know Pam's put some stuff out there, the city's put some stuff out, social media, so.
Good.
We'll see how this goes for a couple weeks, and if we need to readjust, we'll readjust.
We're trying.
Yep.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Next up is from the Greene County Career Center is Fairborn's representative, Mr. Mike Eaker.
Thank you, sir. Board. Just want to start off by saying that we have currently 143 Fairborn juniors and seniors that are attending at the main campus out down in Xenia, and another 207 satellite students currently enrolled in career tech satellite class at the high school. For those of you who keeping up with things, actually today was the day, Career Awareness Day for Fairborn down in at the Career Center. So we probably had around 150, 160 sophomores down there today. So it's been, we're in the thick of things right now for that. And with that, I would just like to say a few words about thanking everybody for their support, for allowing me to serve on the Career Center school board. It's really been a labor of love. By way of review, it was not always that way. When I joined the Career Center board back in 2014, and it has been that long, there were multiple serious challenges facing us, including declining enrollment, inappropriate and antiquated facilities, an ongoing lawsuit over a problematic HVAC system, and the resignation of both the superintendent and the treasurer, requiring the board to search for and hire new leadership. Fortunately, we put together a really great new team led by current superintendent Dave Deskins and treasurer Eva Anderson. They came in and set to work on each one of those issues and challenges. Over the course of my tenure there, we have really can see some great results. The first thing they did at our request was to research the needs of our communities, actually our region, and develop a strategic plan for Greene County that addressed the requirements for a 21st century career center. Having done that and reviewed that, they then set about to execute an affordable plan to get us there. While that was ongoing, and in addition to actually leading and managing the day-to-day operations, they settled the HVAC suit in a fashion that enabled us to focus on a detailed execution plan to achieve our quite ambitious goals. Well, new facilities were designed, financed, and built to support the needs identified in our plan, and including the latest technology to support our students in fields ranging from agriculture and auto repair to aerospace and veterinary sciences. Now, nobody thinks much about auto repair, but we actually have the most modern paint booth in the region, serving our students in the auto collision program. What we accomplished was good enough, sufficient enough, that it instilled a new spirit among the staff and the students, resulting in enrollment increasing from just over 500 back in 2014 to almost 900 this year. I call that a success. I'm proud of the role that I've played and that we've all played together in accomplishing this for our county and for our region, and feel blessed that the Greene County Career Center is in such good hands. And I want to thank you all for the opportunity to serve.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment, Mike, I've been on the board 7 years and wanted to thank you for what you've done out at the Career Center. I think, and I think I speak for the board, you've done a great job of representing Fairborn and of helping drive, all the stuff that you just listed out there. And the person that's going to take your place is going to have some pretty big shoes to fill.
You'll have help.
But thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Mike, I would also like to toss in there that, when we thought about who we could get to serve on that board out there, I think your name was probably the only name to come up. And one thing I just will walk away from this meeting tonight and at the end of your tenure is just remembering your enthusiasm when you come back to report to us. You had mentioned you're close to the 900. I think a few of the board members went out month and a half ago and toured the facility, and Dave told us that you're getting quite full and near that capacity.
That's right.
And this is a building that is, from one end to the other, 3 football fields long. So just a great facility out there. Our kids are doing well, I know, and in talking with a few of them out there, they really seem to be into it. So, Mike, I do. I appreciate everything you've done for us, and don't think you're going to get away too far away. We might drag you back in for something else.
I'll see what I can do to help.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eaker.
Okay. So next on the agenda is budget and finance. So we've got really 3 items on here. Do you want to go through those, Mr. Philo?
We'll do them separately.
Yes.
Item A, treasurer recommendation is to approve the following, the receipt of the tax
Right.
finance report for October 2022.
Right. So if I could get a motion on that,
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Philo?
Mrs. Malat,
Yes.
Mr. McCourt,
Yes.
Ms. Landon,
Yes.
Mr. Steininger,
Yay.
Mr. Browning.
Yes. Motion carries. The second one, let's go ahead and get a motion, and then we can have some discussion in terms of the resolution for the bond. So can I get a motion?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay. Cool. Mr. Philo, do you
Landon
want-
did.
Wendy?
Yes.
Oh, Wendy did.
Yeah. Pat. Sorry.
In terms of this resolution, is the second of 3 resolutions that are necessary to put a bond issue on the May ballot. This is the resolution to declare necessity. After tonight, if it's approved, then we'll send the resolution to the county auditor. The county auditor will certify the amount of millage that is due over the number of years that we've set. We're pretty sure that that millage rate will be 1.75 mils. We've designed this bond request to first be collected in January 2027, when the existing bond goes off. It's currently right now at 2 mils, so it would not be an increase in your taxes. We've also, it is to fulfill the need for, because of inflation on the construction costs of the high school. There was articles in the Dayton Daily News and Fairborn Daily Herald, and we're happy to discuss it with anybody at any time, so we have a
Okay.
good plan.
Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
If not, could you call roll?
Ms. Landon,
Yes.
Mr. McCourt,
Yes.
Mrs. Malat,
Yes.
Mr. Steininger.
Yay.
Mr. Browning.
Yes, motion carries. The next is another bond around this resolution, I'm sorry. Could we get a motion and a second, and then we can discuss it?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Philo?
This is the annual resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission. And one thing to note out to our general public is because valuations have went up, the bond millage amount, county auditor is recommending to go down 0.4 mils. So in terms of, you will see some saving, everything else would stay the same. The taxes would go down for Fairborn schools starting in January. So,
Okay.
with a $100,000 home, it's roughly about $14.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions? Not, would you call roll, Mr. Philo?
Mr. Steininger.
Yay.
Mrs. Malat.
Yes.
Ms. Landon.
Yes.
Mr. McCourt.
Yes.
Mr. Browning.
Yes. Motion carries. Next is the administrative reports and superintendent recommendations. And this actually goes back to the top of page 6. And if we could get a motion in a second, then if there's any questions on the items.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. So are there any questions on any of the items in here?
I don't think we have any questions, but we probably should draw attention to the resignations of Diane Alessandro for her retirement request resolution of tribute for 39 years in education, all at Fairborn City Schools, and also for Jana Welch, also a teacher at the primary building, requesting resolution of tribute for 34 years in education in Fairborn City Schools. Those are huge losses for our teaching staff there of over 30
Absolutely.
years.
Absolutely.
Worked in both their classrooms.
Okay. Mr. Philo?
Mr. McCord?
Yes.
Mr. Steininger?
Yay.
Ms. Landon?
Yes.
Mrs. Malat?
Yes.
Mr. Browning?
Yes, motion carries. Next is gifts and donations. Pat, would you want to go over those?
Thank you, Jerry. The Fairborn City School Board of Education would like to gratefully acknowledge the following gifts and donations from For My Four Sons, LLC, $1,000 for the turf fund. Robert Boger and the Leo Club, FHS, recycled benches for FPS. Julie Chun, I think that is, and Lisa Knoll for $78 for the Ron McDermott Scholarship Fund. City of Fairborn staff, $500 Walmart gift card for the homeless liaison. Joyce Dennis, $2,000 for the Ron McDermott Scholarship Fund. Steve Ross, $25 for the turf fund. And the VFW Post 6861, $1,000 for the junior ROTC organization here at the high school. We would again like to thank each and every one of those for those generous donations. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you. Next is new business. It's a resolution for the appointment to the Career Center. So if we could get a motion and a second, then we could discuss it.
So moved.
Second.
Got it?
Do I get to abstain?
You can abstain. Okay. Mr. Philo, do you want to go over this?
This is a resolution for appointment for a 3-year term, to appoint Mr. Tim Steininger, one of our current Fairborn School Board members, to the Greene County Career Center.
So go ahead and do roll if you would.
Mrs. Malat?
Yes.
Ms. Landon?
Yes.
Mr. Steininger?
Abstain.
Mr. McCord?
Yes.
Mr. Browning?
Yes. Motion carries. Like I said earlier, he's got big shoes to fill. So next, we're actually going to executive session.
So we'd entertain a motion to go into executive session for the specified purpose of the appointment, employment, discipline, or compensation of public employees and for security.
We have no work session?
We'll have a short work session after the executive session.
Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Philo?
Mr. McCord?
Yes.
Mr. Steininger?
Yay.
Ms. Malat?
Yes.
Ms. Landon?
Yes.
Browning?
Yes. So we're now in executive session.